The first thing to notice about question 1 in Unit 3 is that there's extra information. This is quite typical in real life. We have lots of information and it's up to us to decide which of it is really relevant for our question. If a price goes up from $100,000 to $150,000, that's a 50% increase. It's a 50% increase whether it happens in 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, or 120 years. 100,000 up to 150,000 is 50%. So for this question, when we ask what the percentage increase is from 197 to 250, we don't care about the fact that there's 10 years in between. It's irrelevant. Let's start with the original price of the house, $197,000. And then let's take an approach which is quite typical for this class. We'll guess the answer and then use goal-seek to refine it to a correct one. Suppose, for example, that prices rise 10%. This is a completely arbitrary number that I'm using just to get started on the problem. If they did go up 10%, the final price is easy to calculate. It would be the original price plus the additional 10%. We can see that 10% is much too small. We'd like the final price to be 250, and right now it's just 216. We can always get the answer by manually trying different percentages. For example, we might try 15%. And we see that that's headed in the right direction, but still too small. We could continue trying 20%, 25%, and so on. But the smart way is to let Excel do the trial and error for us using goal-seek. Under the Data ribbon, choose the What If analysis, and then goal-seek. In goal-seek, there are 3 things to specify. First, we say which cell we're trying to change. We'd like this cell here to be 250. So we say set cell D5. Then we say the value we'd like to make it finally arrive to. We wish this was 250,000. So we put that in. Finally, we tell Excel what it should manipulate to make the answer come out the way we want. We were changing this manually, so we'll ask Excel to change the same cell. This reads, change cell E4 to whatever percentage is necessary in order to make cell D5 be 250,000. When I click OK here, I get a final answer. And to say that I like the answer Excel has found, I click the OK button. Here's our answer. It takes 27% to go up from 197 to 250. By the way, sometimes we might like to see the answer slightly more accurately. That's easy too. Right-click on the percentage, choose Format Cells, and increase the number of decimal places. Now we can see that a more precise answer is it takes 26.9% to increase 197 up to 250.